Oh, hey you guys. I'm in the fish room. Almost the fish room. Right now it's just a shelf and empty tank room. But I suppose I should actually introduce myself. My name is Emily, but I go by LemoL. So not a lot of people know how to say it. It's like lem, like a lemon, and then ool, like a pool or cool, just LemoL. It was a nickname that came from a spelling mistake in a group chat with my friends when they were trying to spell Emily. I also go by LemoL. So that's it. Or M or Emmy or just LemoL or Lem. I like Lem. But here we are. We as in me and fat Uncle Nico baby and you guys. Anyone watching. Put it on wide mode. So I went to Petco's sale for the tanks, $1 per gallon, 50% off, whatever they're calling it, and I got some more tanks because my master plan is dry fit these. I've been playing musical tanks and figuring out like which combination of tanks I can fit on each shelf and how I want it to look, etc., etc. So I think I got it figured out. There's some variables that are, the decision has not been made yet, but there's several options. Oh my goodness. So for this shelf, I can do 10, 10, 10, and then I have like a 9-inch space in the middle, and then 10, 10, 10. Max. I don't know whether I don't know why. Oh my god. And we're back. Okay, so that's gonna drive me nuts, just having like a 9-inch space in the middle. And I keep telling myself it's okay because you can keep like fish food there or something. But like also I could take all of the frames off of the 10 gallons and fit a 7th one. Or also I can just do what I'm doing down here on this shelf, which is a 20 high, a 20 high, 10, 10, 20 high, 20 high, and it's really close. And I think I have just enough space to get my center support up in there in between the two 10 gallons. So I could do that up there and I still would have space if I use 20 highs on the top. It gives me a lot of space. I mean, between the actual ceiling and not like the bottom of the floor joist or ceiling joist, whatever you want to call it. I could do 20s up there and then 2 10s in the middle, just like here. My cousin said she likes it better like if all the 20s are on one side and then 2 10s are over here. And I think I kind of like the way that looks better too, but I'm thinking about like weight distribution and maybe the 20 should go on the edges. I don't know. So the only problem with doing that, where I'm doing the 4 20 highs and the 2 10s on top, is I have more 10s than I do 20 highs. So then I'm at a point where, what do I do with all these 10s? Do I make another shelf for just 10 gallons? What do I do? So that's where I'm at. Let me just kind of mock this up and show you how this is gonna look. 1 second, let me pause. All right, so I think that looks pretty neat. In an ideal world, everything would match, right? So up top would potentially match. But then I'm at a point where I need to go buy more 20 highs. I think, I don't actually know if I need to go buy more. I have a lot of 20 highs. So I need to figure out what I want to do here and then go and count my tanks, how many of each size I have. Right, Banks? It's just so hard to decide. Like, I don't like that things are not matching perfectly. Like, there's weird gaps here and there. Like, I originally wanted to put my 75 here on the middle shelf, the back. This is the back shelf, the 90-inch long one. But then it's like, then I only have enough room for a 20 high and a 20 high on each side. I don't have room for 2 10s on each side. And then I would have like this much space. So it would be the 75, the 20 high, and then this much space on each side. Unless I didn't center the 75 and then put the 75 off to the side, then I could fit a whole 40 breeder next to it. But then my 75, which is like, I want it to be a show tank. It's not a show tank right now because it's absolutely blammered with hair algae, but I imagine one day it will look nice. In my mind, I'm pretending that it will look nice. So I came up with another idea. What if, instead of just building a single stand for the 150 gallon, we actually put another one of these shelves there, the 90-inch long one, and then the 150 gallon can fit on it. What do you think, Banks? The other option I was playing around with is some sort of skinny rack right here that's only 10 gallons. But then it's like, now I'm compromising space. Like, then I can really hardly walk right here. And I also sacrifice the idea of having a table and a chair in the middle for potential live streams or YouTube videos, or just sitting at the table and doing whatever you do at a table in a fish room, like making DIY filters or something. I don't know. I feel like I'm always making something out of like tubing and like airline and something. So that's where I'm at. But let me entertain this idea for a moment. If we were to put another shelf here, I can either put the 150 gallon on the middle and then my sump on the bottom, and then maybe like 2 10 gallons to flank the sump, because the sump is not as long as the 150 gallon. And the 150 gallon, how many inches long was that? Is that gonna be too long? I think it was 8 feet. I don't know. Oh, see, I have to do some measuring. So I either have to make a special stand or go and buy another one and hope and see if it fits or not. But anyway, so I can either do that, like how it's set up now with the sump underneath, or completely plug up the sump idea, like how it has holes drilled in the bottom, whatever, and then put it on the shelf. And then on the bottom, I would just have like whatever I wanted, like the 40 breeders or 20s or all my 10s. What do you think, Banks? And then another third shelf could be the 75. But then it's like, are these metal shelves gonna be strong enough to hold that much weight? And it's like, well, I have about the same amount of weight here other than the thickness of the glass. So this is how many gallons? 40, 80. This is 100 gallons here, right? So if every gallon of water is about 8 pounds, depending on like TDS and everything. And then the thickness of the glass, I think it would be several 100 pounds heavier than this shelf here. And then there'd be more rocks and stuff in it for the decoration. So if I end up trying to make the 150 gallon like a 3-tier shelf deal, I may have to build it out of wood. But I mean, it'll fit there. That's the space I have marked out for the 150 gallon. I just really don't want to build a shelf. I suppose I could just use one of these and reinforce it the same way I plan on reinforcing these ones now, but the thing is that isn't exactly pressing because the 150 gallon and the 75 are both inside the house now. What's pressing is those tanks. Can you see a tank through the window? The window's disgustingly dirty, but there's fish tanks out there basically. And it is the last day of September. Right, Mr. Nibbles? What? I can't hear you. Mr. Nibbles. No. So I need to get them in the house. That's what's pressing. So if there's anyone out there watching, if anyone has any opinions, let me know what you think. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna press and move forward and do it all wrong and have to go backwards, which is what I'm good at. Binks, say goodbye to your YouTube friends. Baby Binks. He's very handsome. Mr. Neville, say goodbye. Good enough. Good. Okay, bye.